Hey guys, how's everyone doing? This is James here from GRIFFINGFX. I haven't uploaded in forever. I mean, it's been a month, but I think it's like closer to 2 months. I'm just looking on my YouTube. Yeah, I haven't uploaded in a while. I've been really busy. I had lots of college work. Then I had Christmas. I went to the Isle of Wight, and then I've been doing lots of client work that I wasn't able to record. Sometimes I can record it and share it. Sometimes it's stuff that I can't really show. Private for them, which is fair enough, but it meant that I haven't been able to get a video to you guys for a while. But I'm back and I'm doing the most requested current video, which is a tutorial on a HYPEBEAST design, like a cartoon. So I've done the Club Penguin ones, I've done some Simpsons ones, the Rick and Morty ones. There's been quite a few collections, like the SpongeBob ones, but every time I upload, the most sort of commented thing is just like a slow real-time tutorial on how to actually do it. So I figured I'd mess around with just a fun design and just share the process. I'm not going to do like a really big piece and make it perfect quality, because for the sake of the tutorial, you're not going to want to see like a 2-hour tutorial. But we're going to go about it doing it quite quickly, and then obviously you guys can spend more time on the steps than I'm doing. So I'm going to be doing this guy from Rick and Morty and just having a bit of fun with him. So you can draw it out yourself. If you're good at drawing, then obviously you can sort of draw the poses that you want and stuff. I recommend that for doing your own artwork. Always try and do everything yourself, but for the sake of this, I'm going to be using this as a guideline and lowering the opacity and then sort of drawing how I want him to be. So when you're drawing in Photoshop, I use my drawing tablet, and the go-to brush for sort of sketching is going to be the hard round pressure. If you just do lines on your mouse, it's going to look like that. However, if I use my drawing tablet, I'm able to get thin and thick depending on how hard I press down. So obviously that is super helpful when sketching. I've also got a bit of a cough at the moment, so excuse that. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a Supreme bag into his hand, because obviously this is a HYPEBEAST tutorial. And they sort of look, so his fingers would be like actually down like that. Oh, they'd be a lot smaller. And then yeah, this stage is literally just sort of coming up with your design. You can do it quite rough. So I might go for like that. Maybe it's quite bulky. He's bought quite a lot. And they have the little BOGO on the white bag, like that. So we'll fill that in later. And then his hand would be coming back round like it is. It'd probably be a bit closer, as if he's like holding it up. So we'll have it like that. And then we need to decide what to have here, because it's kind of looks like it's got like a flak jacket on. You could probably get some kind of cool design on that, you know. You could have like some guns coming out of here, or just some, maybe like a drink bottle, I don't know. We could do something cool with that, or maybe you could have something coming out of his pocket. So this is just really the concept stage where you just do messy drawings. Also need to decide on the shoes. So some parts of this might end up being sped up, by the way, if I spend ages sort of looking for inspiration, but I'm just going to keep this rolling so it's like it's all one big thing. Right, so I got to think what shoes I like at the moment. What's cool at the moment? I might do some, I don't know, I'm going to quickly flick through Instagram and get back to you guys when I have a shoe that I'd like to put on this character. Oh yeah, I just realised whilst flicking through, I didn't see them, but I realised I haven't done any silver bullets yet. So I think I'm going to go for those. Alright, we need a kind of diagonal positioned one. Alright, I'll just have to do it off of my own sketch. So I'll just get a little picture of it from that angle. Make that smaller. and from another angle, probably front on's going to be best. I've also got a new setup going on, like my positioning with everything, and I can't tell if it's easier or if I've actually made it harder for myself, but listening to it back I'll see if I banged into the mic and stuff. Feels weird, you have a little break from recording and like everything's just completely different, like it's the first time ever uploading again. Okay. How was your guys' New Year's, by the way? Comment down below what you got up to. I had quite an interesting one. I ended up getting sort of stuck in a shopping centre, couldn't get any Ubers out, it was completely dead, like there was no one there. And I spent midnight, the start of the new year, in a car travelling back home. But I had a fun night nevertheless, right? So let's start drawing out the shoes. Alright, so something like that works, and then you can just copy it and duplicate it. I've got F3 set up as duplicate. I don't think that's a default thing though, so you'd have to go edit, transform and flip horizontally. And then I'm going to merge those together again so that this is all one layer. Oh, I've just clipped it to the wrong thing. I've clipped it to that. So I'm going to clip that to that, the bag. So now this is all one layer, and I'm going to carry on drawing. We'll get his shorts in. I'm going to have this pocket open. Like that. That one can be shut. I also don't know what volume I should be, so sorry if I'm too quiet at the moment. Alright, I'm just going to bring it up here and pretty much follow what he's got here. I'm going to change that slightly to make it look a bit cooler. So it's like an actual sleeve. I like how that comes out kind of hard like that. And then I want to reinforce that that is actually a sleeve because it's not the easiest to tell with the previous design. Just make that a bit more obvious. Can't see what I'm doing behind that picture. That pocket helps you to tell. Alright, we'll keep the zip and we'll have it like bomber style up here. Like that maybe. This could be like a by any means necessary jacket, that might look quite cool. Yeah, we'll see how that looks actually. We'll get his little face drawn now. So don't worry about how rough this looks because I'm probably going to go over this again with the pen, and then after that with the actual pen tool just to really smooth it. That's all part of this tutorial. like that should do. With Rick and Morty you need, oh what's happened, I've lost my tool. With Rick and Morty you need to have the little wiggly eyeballs. Adds so much character to them. Okay, so now I'm gonna get the By Any Means Necessary wrap. That's what we're left with. I'm then going to put his hand on here, but I'm going to simplify that slightly because it looks a bit weird with the amount of fingers that's going on there. So a bit like 1, 2, and then 3. That works. Alright, I think that the By Any Means Necessary is actually going to be a bit too messy, but that's fine, it's all trial and error. So I'm going to delete that layer, and I'm going to think of a new design. I'm trying to think what brands I haven't done. Like popular, oh I need to do this little headpiece. To be fair, I haven't done a champion logo at all, I don't think, on one of these designs anyway. So yeah, let's give that a go. I just need to refresh my memory. We'll go quite bold with it. Champion often have really bold designs. I'll make this a bit smaller afterwards, I reckon. Maybe not actually, I'm not sure yet. The line down there, I could actually tie in with where the zip is, because that bit there is super thick. Go like that. Okay, that works. Champion. This here could be like just a bit of off-white or something. So I'd have to say that's the line there. It'll be like that. Cool. So that's like the rough design. Make this bit in here look a bit better. So we'll just trial and error, guys. Getting the design how you want it shouldn't be a short process. If anything, that should take the longest. Before you start finalising things, you need to be really happy with how it looks. Alright, so let's go like that. Cool. Now it will be all about the colour. So I'd like to make this bag slightly smaller. So I'm going to do... Actually no, that should be a statement. We'll keep that big. Make this nice and big there. Give him some socks. Like that. Maybe he's got to go with his shorts. He's got, oh no, yeah, he's gonna have a bait gorilla there. I was thinking like a big Nike, but I just want this to be like the ultimate flex, every brand possible. Or not the gorilla, but the mouth, like the shark face. Sorry about that. Alright, like that's kind of cool. Right, what should we have, like a little gun sticking out here? Yeah, let's go for it. Like just the end of like a Mac 10 or something. No, let's have like, I don't mean, I meant Uzi. Alright, so at the end of an Uzi, so it'll be like a big square bit. Something like that. Show our corrupt defend. Right. Oh, actually, they have such a big drop down that actually wouldn't make any sense unless we have like, this is going to be such a ghetto design, but yo. Extended clip, right. Although that would be going off at an angle, wouldn't it? So like that. Alright, sick. Just the most random design I've ever done, but it works, kind of. So let's move on with it. I'm gonna erase that bit and merge all of this together. Pop it up, oh, as well include the shoe. Pop it up in the corner, call it draft, duplicate it, move one version to the corner. This document needs to be a lot bigger because it was originally 1920, so for this bit you're going to want a really high quality finish, presumably. I definitely would if this was going to be a t-shirt design, which you never know, it might end up being. I might turn this around and actually turn it into something quite cool. Anyway, that's the sketching part done. It looks quite cool, he's got loads of stuff going on. Let's add a face tap before it's final. We'll give him the little Peep heartbreak. Like that. That should be a lot thicker if we're going with the rest of it, so I'm just going to add a stroke like that. That's probably all you'd see. Cool. That would be green as well, but we don't have any colours on yet. Alright, now it's time to add the colours. That's what I'm going to do. I don't know if whether the transparency's gone, we'll see. No, it stayed. So, the Supreme, it would be red and white, like that. The actual Supreme text would be white. So we'll do like a clipping mask layer. Right, it looks like it's coming out really quietly. I've just looked at Audacity, but I'm not going to try and speak up now because I will try and fix that overall by turning it up like mad. But if this ends up all being really quiet, I apologise. I'm also talking quite quietly, but I'm not in the mood to shout down the mic right now. Right, what's his actual skin colour? Need to go back to him. So this is just still colouring in. I'm just using the same brush tool as always. We'll be doing all of this on pen tool afterwards, but it's good to get this all down exactly as you want it now. He's got quite a dark inner mouth bit, and he's got little white teeth. We could stick to the orange here for continuity. We can always switch that up at the end. That's a very simple switcheroo. In fact, because the inside of the champion might end up being red if we're going with the exact logo, maybe we'll do something that complements that better. We'll put the other colours in first before deciding. And I guess that would potentially be the same colour. Maybe slightly darker or slightly lighter. That will be black because it's going to be off-white. Do grey for now. That's his skin again there. Bape shorts. We'll do them purple. All of this might change. We'll make it all contrast better soon. What colour should the Mac be? Uzi. I don't know why I keep calling it a Mac. Maybe. And then the silver bullets are just going to be like grey. Or silver, I should say. Little red tick, little red tick. Thin white line. Alright, that'll do for now anyway. White socks. Tiny bit of his skin showing. Alright, technically that's all the colour done. Dark green tattoo. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly flip around with the colours and see what I like the look of. Oh, I feel like his champion definitely needs to be a cooler colour. Maybe we'll just go with the actual champion red, that might look really cool. Like that for now maybe. Okay. And then his skin colour on his hands. Okay. I'm gonna improve the Supreme. And then I'll just turn the opacity right down and make my own Supreme shape. Just with an actual logo, if it doesn't sort of follow the right text style, you completely lose it. Cool. So now that we've got that, we need to make that bag like all white. Alright, let's start with the next stage, which is the line art. We can still change colours and stuff at this point, that's fine. Alright, we'll put that right to the bottom and make it red so we stop messing with it. And I'm gonna, merge all of this, which is all this stuff, and I'm gonna duplicate it and put another one over here. So we have like the process, and then I'm just going to lower the opacity on this one. And this is an important stage, it's the pen tool, so if you've fallen asleep, wake up. I don't blame you if you've fallen asleep, I am pretty dead right now. But we're going to be using the pen tool, just going over it in black and following these lines. So I've made a new layer, make sure you don't go on the same layer. And I'm literally going to start drawing out this Supreme bag. So it's going to be like that kind of a shape. I'm going to stay with the continuity and go around the edges like this. What I mean by that is I had this little line sort of flapping over the other line, so I'm going to commit to that, whereas I could have removed it. So I've just gone around and I've finished this layer, and it looks like that. As you can see, it's a lot smoother and it's a lot nicer. I'm going to do this supreme bit now, have it following this shape. I like sticking to my original design as much as possible, just because then when you compare it afterwards it's kind of exciting. You really do see the progress. So we'll go with like that, and I'll go over the top with the pen tool and do the text with a white brush, or with a white colour. Just do it like that really. You end up getting like a really cartoony style, which is quite cool. Obviously you can make this a lot more tidy. Just depends on what kind of style you're going for. Everything you do, you should try and always reference your past work and build up your own style. That comes with time doing art. You'll do that eventually in the long run. But I see lots of artists starting out and everything they do is completely different. And then you look at, say, some bigger artists, some artists you really look up to, and you can look at all of their work and you know it's them, even if it's a whole different type of artwork. They have that continuity to them. But that definitely just comes with time, but that's something to think about if you're doing lots of pieces of artwork. I think with mine it's sort of the line accent with these, the unreliability of the line width going in and out. A lot of people look at that and they see it as just messy, but I know a lot of people also are on the other end and do really appreciate that sort of quirkiness there is to the line. I think that's what you call it, an accent, depending on like the depth of a line. I think that's the correct term you can use. May just be making that up, I'm not sure. Anyway, this looks kind of funky. I rate this so far. Sorry about how down I've been in this video. I'm feeling alright. Like, it's not a bad cold, or it's not a cold. It's not a bad cough. It only comes in the evenings though, and because it's dry, it's like I can't actually get rid of it. You know, it's just I'm just constantly coughing all through the night as well. And then in the morning, that's the only time I really get my sleep. You know, I wake up at like 8, and then I can go back to sleep and lie in, because then, yeah, then it's gone. So I'm gonna adjust this text slightly. Move certain parts of it down. Like that. I don't like that gap there, make them a bit closer. And I'll do the P. And I'll do the R just because that's super close to the E, and then I'll leave it. Alright, cool, happy with that. I'll now try and do this bit and clean this up, because this is looking quite messy at the moment, where his hand is. I'm sure we can sort that out. This bit is hard to teach because a lot of people struggle with the pen tool. I mean, I'll go over basics with the pen tool. Probably should have done this back a little bit. In fact, I'll put a little connotation so you can jump forward to this part. So you may have done that. So my videos are so like badly organised. Right, pen tool. You want to make sure you're on the top one. You click in one location, you click in the next one. You can then bend it, and then you can finish it off by clicking back here. Because I've bent it, it's going to try and auto curve this next part. If you don't want it to do that, I can hold Alt and left click on the square and then click, and it's done that. You then right click, make a selection, and you fill it in. That is the basics of it. Say you're doing a line like that, you go along, blah blah blah, whatever, curve it back round. Because I've done so many dots, it's going to look really like not very smooth. You can see jagged lines, as opposed to if I were to have done it like, what have I done that? Delete path. One big line like that, one big line like that, that, curve it back round. Say like that. That's going to be one smooth curve. You get it? You get it? Help each other in the comments if you don't know what's going on. I try and respond to as many people as possible, but I do miss a few from time to time. The streetwear videos started doing really well. YouTube like that, they've been pushing that, so it's sat at like 5k for ages, and then recently like it's just gone up to 10k. So yeah, I don't know why YouTube's all of a sudden decided that they like that video and want to help push it, but I'm not complaining at all. I really don't understand the YouTube algorithm at the moment, I won't lie. It's all over the place. I'm one of the few that isn't complaining because it isn't directly like affecting my views or my well no, to be fair, it has affected my revenue. That's had quite a drop. It was doing sort of its best this time last year, I think, and then after the crash, things on the exact same viewed amount maybe went down by about 50%. But I was never really relying on my YouTube money. Like, I had a partnership, and at like certain months the money might have been really good. Like, I went for a stage where I think it was like 100 a month. But it was so on and off that it was a complete bonus to me. I get if you're like, if it's your job, then that sucks. That is really tough. Luckily for me, YouTube is, I could consider it like the source of income, because all the clients that find me, they find me via my YouTube channel, and therefore it's obviously huge. Like that I'm doing well on YouTube with views and stuff, because that's how people find me. But the actual money directly from YouTube is a bit irrelevant to me. It's nice when it comes, but I'm not fussed that YouTube's completely broken at the moment. They'll come around. They'll get their advertisers back and sort things out. People's biggest problem, I guess, is just the communication, and that they made that video a while ago, literally saying that nothing was wrong, and people had so much proof. Like, it wasn't a question as to is there something wrong. There's definitely something wrong. Tell us about it, and it was just, yeah, that wasn't good. Anyway, that's the bag. I think that looks quite cool. Let's just go to another random part and do, let's say, his shoes. Getting another look at the shoes. Okay, so there's like that little bit at the front that I should try and incorporate there. Just gonna get that bit down quickly so that I don't forget about that, because I didn't put that in the sketch. So yeah, you can add things when you're doing this stage. It helps to have it all down in advance, but definitely tweak it if you don't like it. It's not too late. Pen tool is so therapeutic to me. A lot of people hate it. It's definitely a love or hate type thing. But for me, I really struggle communicating with you guys whilst doing it. Just because it's so relaxing, like bending the lines around. And because like everything's so smooth, it really feels like you're doing the vector, you know, you're finalizing your image. Which in reality, it shouldn't feel like that, but it does. Just doing the Nike tick here. Don't quite know what it looks like, but I think when I see it, I'll see it. Alright, I'll do. So yeah, I reckon I'll just duplicate this shoe. It's a good and it's a bad habit to get into. It saves you time, but that works, and it depends on the style, you know. If you want it to be symmetric and really minimalist, then it's good. If you want your artwork to have that extra element of care and that personal touch, then just redraw it. Defo just redraw it. But for something like this, there's no harm done in using the same shoe that you've already drawn. Not one that I see anyway. This has ended up not really looking like a silver bullet in my opinion, but it looks like quite a cool shoe either way. So I'm gonna roll with it. This bit down here looks more like the swoosh. You know that bit there? Alright, it's coming to life a little bit now. Nice, nice, nice. And then it's got that bit there, like the badge. Which to be fair, I'm just going to do like that. And then I'll put the tick on top afterwards. And then here for these laces, I'll try and do like... two, and then I'll just copy and paste them. Don't see why that wouldn't work. Be annoying again. Nice, I rate that. It looks like a whole nother sort of design element within the shoe. And then I'm going to attach that to that. Cool. Now I'm going to duplicate all of that. Press F3. Oh, I'll just duplicate the wrong thing. Hold on, I need to put the tick in this, it's going to bug me. Alright. What's that? What have I done? What have I done? Okay. So I did do what I wanted to do, I just didn't realise. Okay. So now I'm gonna duplicate just the shoe. F3. Or rotate for you guys and put it there. I'm happy with how that looks. And I'm gonna just go now and do the rest of it. This tutorial is super long, but I'm gonna speed it up. I was also looking through some of my recordings and I have loads of these. You guys have seen how many t-shirts and stuff that I make. So there's tons of designs and I recorded I think like 90% of them. Some of them I completely redrew all the characters, so it wasn't like from any, so it was from a reference in terms of the style, like the character of course, but it was like in my head in terms of the position and that kind of thing. Some of them are more based on an image that I've found and I've gone over it. And I know my content's been heavily just this recently. So you guys, it's up to you guys. Let me know if you want me to release all of those. I could just drop like 3 or 4 videos in one day of that kind of content if you guys wanted that. If not, let me know what you want to see next. I'm going to go and do some concept art again. All of that. Thanks for watching anyway, guys. I'll let you enjoy the rest of this, but sped up. You really don't need to see it in real time anymore. There's no more points to make, I don't think. Just keep using that pen tool. You go over it with the colour underneath, just a simple bit of lighting. I could show that in fact. So say for this colour you would go underneath the shoe. So the layer underneath, make a new layer. And then you literally just pick the colour. So let's go red just for the sake of this tutorial. It's going to be grey, but I want to show you guys how the lighting works. So say it looked like that. and then say that the light source was coming from the right, so it was like coming down that way, you could then make a layer on top, make a clipping mask, make this a more vibrant and lighter red, and then you could add like a shine there, for example. Add those highlights, another one could be coming up there. This is all just based on basic light knowledge. You don't need to know much, but it's going to help determine where the lights and the darks go. And then like curving around the back of his heel, for example, that bit's going to become a lot darker and it's going to become a less vibrant colour. And then like underneath this thick line, there might be a bit of a shadow created. Like that. And you get the idea. As that adds up, you start to get a really nice colour effect. And then say I wanted that in black and white, because it's going to be a silver bullet, I could just do that, for example. Yeah, you get it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy this outcome. I'll see at the end whether I'm going to actually use this as a design. Depends on how happy with it I am, I guess. But yeah, thank you so much for all the support. We're hitting 10k soon, which is absolutely huge. I'll try and have another video for that. It depends how quickly we get this 100 or so subs. Let me see. How many is it? Yeah, so it's literally under, it's like 90 subs now to go. So yeah, we'll see how quickly we hit that. Hopefully I can get a video up for you guys. One where I don't sound quite as tired and stuff. Anyway. Comment down below, drop a like if you enjoyed. Sorry it's been so long, but then again, if you've done the tutorial, don't know why I'm apologising, because you'd have enjoyed that. Anyway, see you later. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next video. That is me out. Peace.
Danny on the track, boys.
Danny E.B. Tracks.
Versace, Medusa head on me like I'm Illuminati. This is a gated community, please get the fuck off the property.